Right then, I'm going to take you for a quick tour around our test track in the Hyundai Tucson. And that illustrates one of the first problems I have with this car, the stereo. When you've had the stereo on but you've turned the volume down, when you next start the car, it starts with the volume at a preset setting. Now you can probably fix that through the menu system so it doesn't do it, but I haven't figured out how to do it, and it's a bit of a pain, shall we say. Now, this part of the test track is designed to simulate a fast A road or a motorway, and this 1.7 litre diesel in this car is more than capable of keeping up with other cars and overtaking on the motorway. You can also get a 1.6 litre petrol, which is gutless. There's a 1.6 litre turbo petrol coming, but the diesels are really where it's at. Now, this 1.7 is the pick of the range, as I said, but you can also get a 2 litre diesel, and that's available with either 136 or 185 horsepower, and that's the engine you want if you want a tow. Now, this car is, well, it's set up with comfort in mind, and it is a very comfy cruiser, but it still goes around corners well enough for most people. Let's face it, if you want a sporty car, get something like a Sports Estate, not a big lofty crossover. Yes, a Mazda CX-5 is sharper to drive, but like I said, these cars are about comfort and space, and this Hyundai covers those bases really well. Whee! Now, obviously, one of the key reasons people buy these cars is that raised ride height, so you get a good view out over the traffic. And because of that, and the fact that all the controls, the steering, the gear shift, the clutch are nice and light, it's actually really, really easy to drive this car in town. One of the minor problems is that this A-pillar there creates a bit of a blind spot when you're pulling out at a junction, and so does the one in the back there. There we go, yeah. And that rear window, it's up high and it's quite small, so the visibility out the rear isn't that great, but it's very similar with other crossovers. Another thing that is a little bit of a weak point, that's it, the noise this 1.7 diesel makes when you rev it out. However, once you're up to speed, it's perfectly fine. And on the whole, this is a quiet car. So, yeah, cruising along, there's not too much wind noise, not too much tyre roar. It's comfy. The seats are comfy as well. They're nice and wide, so if you're a slightly larger person, you'll be able to get comfy. I'm a bit disappointed by this, though. Cheap plastics up there. I mean, you do have soft touch over here and on the door tops, and where you rest the elbows is comfy enough. That just lets the side down. And I think overall, while the outside of this car looks great, the inside's just a little bit boring. On the plus side though, that screen's nice and bright. It's very easy to navigate with these quick keys, dead simple. And all the controls are just exactly where you want them. It's nice and easy to operate. Plus, look down here. You get two 12-volt sockets and a USB, so there's enough options if everyone wants to charge their mobile devices. So then, overall, this is a great car for families. Now, if you want to see more video content on the Hyundai Tucson, click in the top right-hand corner of this screen on the card.